5 weeks to develop a change. Thinking about how we can preserve our uniques in times of massification through the social medias. And what place means in a world without borders.
We believe it is every individual's responsibility to focus their energy and thought on how we should be guided by our environment and protect the natural world and the life that it houses.
We believe that it's the obligation of the designer to create a safety place to promote connection and communication, at the same time promoting and protecting individual cultures and identities.
We believe we are formed by everything we consume data, information, philosophies, etc. Therefore, we must be extremely guarded regarding what information gets through our personal defenses.
We recognize that we are constantly being fed by the algorithm, and the algorithm is artificial and manipulated.
We believe that technology use needs to be balanced. The real world is full of tones of gray, while the digital world, fueled by social media, tends to accelerate polarized and radicalized ideologies.
We are fearful that artificial intelligence is making humanity too passive and comfortable. We are giving away our responsibility to solve or consider large existential issues.
We state categorically that social algorithms are dangerous. Individuals need to take back the control about what they see, hear, learn, and observe.
We believe it's unacceptable that artificial intelligence, social media algorithms, and corporate manipulation are redefining the concept of place and misrepresenting the world as we know it.
We understand that being human requires physical interactions as our gateway to the experience of living. We will protect this.
Technology must always be true subservient of human intelligence.
In order to explore a new concept of place, in an increasingly virtual world where digital technology is homogenizing societies and cultures, we reconstruct the meaning and processes of both visual and verbal communication. We do this with the belief that place is made primarily through the exchange of ideas between those that interact there.
In order to promote the philosophies outlined above, we propose to create Voop, which can be replicated or modified all over the world in order to create a new network of improved communication in both the physical and virtual realms.
The place should be informed by the needs by the individual community, prioritize diversity, and create spaces where we can share our cultures and ideas. These are spaces of communication and learning.
The place will actively reduce the prejudice built into our language and limit the control exerted by our current advanced technologies.
Our proposed is Voop, a place of intellectual exchange and community creation. Our prototype is a first attempt at creating a place that actively returns the power of choice back to the individual. We redistribute the balance between interacting in the virtual and existing in the physical world. We encourage others to make their own version of this unnamed space.
My job in the prototype team was to design the app. I made the app with a sort of an organic feel that is kind of reminiscent of gardens but in a very ambiguous way, just like how the garden is represented by gradient blobs that move continuously while you're looking at your garden. The app will allow you to record or color pick from real life and turn sounds, colors, lights, and temperatures into your own language that others will have to decipher. The app will also allow you to create gestures and a library of gestures that will be projected onto the physical structure, thus contributing to the creation and deconstruction of what makes language. Gestures will disappear immediately so that you're not forced to draw a photorealistic image.
The application and the structural component will work together to create a sense of place both digitally and locally within a community. It will enable users to deconstruct communication through intellectual, creative, and emotional experiences. The sculptural component will be placed in an urbanized environment around the world, ensuring accessibility and inclusivity, while the prototypical design has been placed in Bryant Park in New York City to demonstrate the urbanized conditions around the concept. Through the app, users will be able to program movement, light, color, sound, and temperature into the gestures they create to convey their story. Whatever is input into the app can be projected through the walls of the sculpture so that anyone in the world can communicate with another individual, using the sculpture as a communication tool. The only way you may communicate with another person is if you're in the presence of the garden with the sculpture. This will encourage interaction with the physical environment, with the sculpture itself through tactility, and with other users in the space. The goal is for every individual to have anonymous, unique, and authentic experiences with no algorithms prompting a user and no spoken words or literal imagery to limit thinking or create boundaries.
The global sculptures can be modeled by the local community. It will be built to create a sense of place and cultural meaning for the local community, but also a place that visitors can interact with. The organic form will have pivoting walls that will create an open gathering space to bring people together in the middle of the sculpture.
The sculpture is modeled after a cell membrane, with an external skin that separates the outside environment from the technology inside, creating a smooth, seamless exterior. The form is reminiscent of the gestures the users create in the app, where there will be multiple nested shapes to create separate spaces for privacy and exploration. Free circulation is also enabled throughout. In order to decipher someone else's code, you will need to visit the structure that encourages in-person interaction. This aims to create a local and global sense of place. They would be powered by solar energy. The surfaces of these sculptures are like giant organically shaped screens, projecting light, colors, moving gestures, and emitting temperature, all linked to the gestures that one creates in the app. The surfaces will be able to subtly undulate or breathe, highlighting the sense that place is alive and that users are interacting with it. Sound is projected through the speakers underneath the sculpture skin and through the playful windows. In regards to material, these interventions will be made from biopolymer or recycled plastic material. They will also be plain in color so that nothing distracts from the projected visuals. Furthermore, they are quite textureless, so as not to distract from the sensory experience of temperature and the sculpture's pulsating skin.